The popular social media personality Logan Paul is facing fresh questions over his cryptocurrency dealings, with ongoing concerns he may have profited by misleading fans. He has promoted cryptocurrencies to millions of followers online and appears to have caused prices in these investments.
Influencers, whatever their name might be, don't go out and tout something and mislead the public.
Because it's illegal.
Yeah, it's also wrong.
He continues to deny any wrongdoing and didn't respond to my allegations about that specific crypto wallet.
And you should be ashamed as a YouTuber.
23 million subscribers, 6 billion views, and a net worth of $150 million. It all started with simple 6-second videos, and the name behind this seismic phenomenon is none other than Logan Paul. More than just a YouTuber, Logan Paul is a global sensation, a media juggernaut who shatters boundaries with unstoppable force. With daring stunts, vibrant vlogs, and an energy that captivates Gen Z, Logan Paul reigns as the undisputed king of the internet empire, a living money-making machine, a digital era icon. But then, it all came crashing down. In a single moment, from the pinnacle of glory, Logan Paul's name plummeted into a storm of controversy. From a shocking video filmed in Japan's Aokigahara forest, to a series of cryptocurrency scandals that drew the attention of the FBI.
You told me I couldn't say anything because Eddie was being investigated by the FBI and that was confidential information. It's all over the internet. I've been let on for a year, bro. I've also asked you to audit the contract for the game and see where the money went so many times, and that never happened either. Do you see how this looks?
I see how it looks.
What did you do?
Tried to help to get the project done. That's all I did.
I think there's a piece of information being left out.
Logan Paul didn't just shatter his own heroic image, he tarnished the very throne he had built for himself. So what exactly happened? How did the People's Champions become a nightmare for his own fans? Right now, join me as we unravel every piece of this story to trace back to where it all began. A time when Logan Paul, now under FBI scrutiny and labeled by some as a master con artist, was still the golden boy of the internet, crafting a legend with nothing more than 6-second videos. The story began in 2013, when Vine exploded as a global phenomenon and Logan Paul dove headfirst into the game with mesmerizing 6-second clips. Each video he posted was a bombshell, packed with bold content that shattered the boundaries of what audiences had seen before. At the time, his wild pranks and heart-pounding challenges were fresh and electrifying, striking a chord with millions of young viewers craving rebellious, boundary-pushing content. They were instantly swept up in the Logan Paul whirlwind. With his striking looks, unmatched high-energy style, and knack for creating fast-paced, jaw-dropping content, Logan quickly amassed millions of followers. Every new video he dropped spread like wildfire across social media, as fans treated each release like a must-see event. At his peak, Logan wasn't just the most followed Viner. He became an icon for a generation born in the era of short-form videos and viral marketing. But by 2016, the fertile ground where Logan first rose to fame, Vine began to crumble, leaving many of its stars fading into obscurity. Logan Paul, however, refused to fall. Instead, he found a new launchpad, YouTube. Carrying the same fiery passion from his early days, his channel, Logan Paul Vlogs, erupted into a sensation, rapidly reaching 23 million subscribers and nearly 6 billion views. This catapulted him onto Forbes' list of the world's richest YouTubers, raking in tens of millions of dollars annually. It's fair to say Logan Paul is a master at reading the times and capitalizing on them fully. He always knew exactly what his generation wanted and needed. In his era, young audiences craved vivid stories, wild challenges, extraordinary experiences, and an icon bold enough to shatter every convention. Logan gave them everything. He didn't just create vlogs, he crafted an entire lifestyle. With that grand vision and unwavering support from his fans, Logan didn't confine himself to the digital realm. He reached further, turning his audacious ideas into reality. In 2021, he shocked the world by stepping into the boxing ring to face Floyd Mayweather Jr., a seemingly far-fetched clash between a YouTuber and an undefeated legend. Yet Logan made it happen. He held his own for 8 rounds, drawing millions of viewers worldwide and earning millions of dollars, proving that even his most outlandish dreams could come true. That daring spirit, which first set Logan apart during his Vine days, has now become his trademark, propelling him to sign with WWE and become a former United States champion, commanding the ring with the charisma of a true superstar. His empire only grew larger when, alongside KSI, he co-founded Prime, an energy drink brand that took the global market by storm, generating hundreds of millions in revenue. It seems every move Logan makes is a bold statement that no limit is too big for him to conquer. Yet, few realize that beneath all that dazzling success, a subtle crack had quietly begun to form. At the end of 2017, with his YouTube channel at its peak, boasting over 15 million subscribers and millions of views per video, Logan Paul made a decision that many believe was like tossing his blazing torch of success into the darkness. In the mindset of an unstoppable star, Logan chose to visit Okigahara, a forest at the base of Mount Fuji, as the backdrop for new content. What makes this location unique is not just its haunting beauty, but its grim nickname, the Suicide Forest, a place where dozens of people each year tragically choose to end their lives. For most, this forest would evoke a chilling sense of unease, but for Logan it seemed like just another opportunity to create shocking content, a bold move to reinforce his daring maverick persona. What he failed to anticipate, however, was that his actions there would be more than a mere misstep. They would become a devastating stain, a moment that turned the internet's hero Logan Paul into a figure the world would turn against. Why did Logan choose Okigahara? The answer lies at the core of his career, an obsession with capturing attention. From the very start, Logan Paul built his empire on a foundation of shocking content, from wild stunts to boundary-pushing pranks. He knew his Gen Z audience craved boldness, and Okigahara, with its dark reputation, seemed like the perfect stage to make waves.
The goal with my content is always to entertain, to push the boundaries, to be all-inclusive. In the world I live in,
So in late 2017, Logan and his friends ventured into the forest, cameras in hand, ready to capture every moment. Upon encountering a deeply sensitive situation involving a person who had tragically passed away, Logan, in a moment of overconfident misjudgment, continued filming and made inappropriate comments, framing the moment as a historic event for YouTube. The resulting video gained 6 million views in just 24 hours, but it sparked immediate backlash and was quickly removed due to public outcry. Logan's actions were widely seen not as a mere prank, but as a profound disrespect to human suffering.
I really hate to say this. I think there's someone hanging right there. Excuse me? And but this is the thing. There's a thing that is now in our lives we just experienced. How our lives unfold. There's no going back. I've seen things I can't unsee.
We found a dead body.
Yo! What?
Logan Paul's Okigahara video sent shockwaves not only through his fan base but across society, sparking a global wave of criticism and a dramatic shift in public sentiment.
That ABC News exclusive with Logan Paul, the YouTube superstar who has millions of young followers and has made millions of dollars with his zany videos online, recently, as you know, came under fire for posting an alarming video showing the body of a person who took their own.
Like joking around. You can joke around, but you can't joke around near a dead.
On X, the tide swiftly turned from admiration and praise to condemnation of Logan's actions, with users labeling them disgraceful and unethical. Posts flooded in, such as "Logan Paul has gone too far," "This isn't entertainment, it's disrespectful," and "I used to love Logan, but this is the line. He's no longer my idol."
I honestly think he was sick enough to not only make this video and put it out into the world, but also interact with a dead body that passed during such turmoil and distress, because he doesn't really respect. Why not do this in the US? Why not just
values respect for the deceased? Many expressed profound offense. Numerous Japanese social media users described Logan Paul's actions as a disgrace to our country. Facing intense public backlash, YouTube's empire responded decisively by immediately removing Logan from the Google Preferred program, temporarily suspending ads on his channel, and halting projects like Foursome and the Thinning New World Order. This served as a stark warning to Logan Paul that the storm of criticism wasn't just coming from his audience, it was also coming from the very industry that had once propelled him to stardom. Under intense public pressure, Logan quickly responded, though his actions didn't seem to stem from genuine remorse. Specifically, on January 1st, 2018, he posted a written apology on X, stating that his intent wasn't to chase views, but to raise awareness about suicide and its prevention. However, the apology was widely seen as hollow, like a hastily written script to appease the crowd. Raise awareness? By making light of someone's tragedy, one X user fired back. As pressure continued to mount, Logan was compelled to release a second apology video on January 2nd, appearing somber with a trembling voice. Yet, even this video was criticized as crocodile tears, perceived as a performance to salvage his reputation rather than genuine remorse.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
Logan's subsequent actions further demonstrated a lack of change. Just weeks later, he posted a vlog featuring inappropriate behavior with animals, prompting YouTube to suspend ads on his channel again for inappropriate conduct. It seemed Logan had learned little from the Aokigahara controversy. His apologies, though framed as remorseful, felt like a thin veneer masking a relentless drive for attention at any cost. From that point, the public began to see Logan Paul not as a misunderstood figure, but as an opportunist, willing to cross ethical boundaries to stay in the spotlight. If Aokigahara was a cut to his reputation, CryptoZoo was the final blow that toppled the throne Logan Paul had painstakingly built.
It's a game. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
Specifically between 2021 and 2023. As the crypto and NFT craze swept the globe, Logan, with his knack for seizing the moment, quickly sensed the potential for profit in this frenzy and dove headfirst into CryptoZoo, a blockchain game promising massive returns. Logan Paul promoted CryptoZoo on his Impulsive podcast as a revolutionary blockchain game where players could buy NFT eggs, raise them into exotic creatures like penguin sharks, and profit through trading. "This is my passion project, a life-changing opportunity," he declared, his voice brimming with excitement as if handing his fans the key to wealth. And so, with his established fame, 23 million YouTube subscribers, and a prime brand worth hundreds of millions, Logan was able to draw thousands of enthusiastic fans who trusted their maverick implicitly into investing in CryptoZoo. They were unaware that behind the dazzling promises lay a harsh reality. Logan had little interest in fulfilling those promises. His primary aim was to capitalize on the NFT craze for personal gain, regardless of the consequences.
Internet personality that I actually trusted, that I actually kind of believed in.
Obviously, when someone so influential releases something, everyone wants to be a part of it.
I sort of believed in this false fallacy that everyone else started believing, that Logan Paul's a changed man.
I thought it was a safe place having a guy like that identified, like Logan Paul being the head.
With an air of arrogance, Logan believed his long-standing positive reputation would shield him from any missteps. As a result, he chose to collaborate with a questionable team, including Eddie Ibanez, described by CoffeeZilla as a professional con artist, and Jake Crypto King Greenbaum, who was later accused of siphoning $6 million from the project. From the outset, Logan showed little concern for vetting the team's capabilities or ensuring the project's viability. Instead, his focus was solely on selling NFTs, collecting funds, and leaving thousands of investors empty-handed. His mindset was not that of a creator, but of an opportunist, willing to trade trust for profit. Much like its creator, Logan Paul, CryptoZoo initially exploded onto the scene as a global phenomenon. Leveraging Logan's massive influence, the project attracted millions of dollars through the sale of NFT eggs and Zoo tokens. However, just months after its launch in August 2021, troubling signs emerged. Players couldn't hatch eggs or trade animals as promised. The project's website went offline, and Zoo tokens plummeted, losing 96% of their value in just a few weeks. "I put $10,000 into CryptoZoo, and now it's worth nothing," one investor wrote on X. Meanwhile, forums like Reddit and Discord were flooded with questions like, "Where's the game? Where's my money?"
How much did you guys make from CryptoZoo?
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around $15,000 US.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000 Australian, which is $500,000 in CryptoZoo.
At this point, the online community began questioning the game Logan had promoted, while he himself grew increasingly silent, even avoiding mentions of his passion projects across all platforms. This behavior led many to continue placing misguided hope in CryptoZoo, investing further, and facing ongoing disappointment. It wasn't until late 2022, when a YouTube channel named CoffeeZilla released a series of videos that garnered 18 million views, that the truth came to light. The videos exposed CryptoZoo as not a game but a glittering facade. CoffeeZilla presented internal documents, messages, and evidence showing that Logan and his team manipulated NFT prices for personal gain, while the project used stock images from Adobe instead of the handcrafted arts they had advertised. An insider, Zach Kelling, the lead developer, revealed that he had to hire 30 engineers at a cost of $50,000 per week, only to receive a bunch of Photoshopped JPEGs from Logan and his team. These revelations acted like a bombshell, igniting widespread public outrage and making fans realize they had been deceived. When CoffeeZilla released the video series in December 2022, Logan didn't stay silent. Instead, he responded by threatening legal action for defamation, accusing CoffeeZilla of exploiting my name for views. As public backlash grew, Logan began shifting blame to his team, particularly Eddie Ebenez, and claimed that Zach Kelling had stolen the source code and fled to Switzerland.
Because of that, CoffeeZilla was sending the government down this rabbit hole to focus specifically on Logan Paul and to ignore everyone else on the CryptoZoo team. Setting aside the fact that CoffeeZilla showed in response that he did in fact provide a bunch of information to the FBI about the entire CryptoZoo team, and that this included information about Jake Greenbaum and Eddie Ibanez, Logan Paul doesn't really talk about.
When CoffeeZilla released internal messages in which Logan used offensive language and expressed intent to punish him, Logan was forced to back down. In January 2023, he posted an apology video promising to compensate $2.3 million by buying back NFTs, but only if recipients waived their right to sue. "I'm sorry, I want my fans to trust me," he said, but the public wasn't convinced. "He's just apologizing to dodge legal trouble," one ex-user wrote angrily.
CoffeeZilla is not a criminal. I called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire, an ego flare, whatever it is, pride. I'm a fighter at heart, and I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. I never made any money, never sold any tokens, and I only had the best intent. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for how this has unfolded thus far, and I want people to know that they can trust me and that I'll always take care of the fans and people who support me.
Despite Logan's response, CryptoZoo triggered a social earthquake shaking public trust in influencers. Thousands of investors, like Don Holland, a Texas police officer who lost $3,000, and Ruben Tauk, who lost 33,000 pounds, were left devastated. A class action lawsuit was filed in Texas in February 2023, with over 130 plaintiffs seeking $4.2 million in damages, accusing Logan and his team of executing a rug pull, abandoning the project after collecting funds. Major outlets like BBC, Forbes, and The Verge labeled CryptoZoo as one of the biggest NFT scams, sparking debates about the accountability of influencers and financial ventures. The case, with its staggering figures, drew the attention of the FBI and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). CoffeeZilla filed complaints with the FBI and SEC in October 2022, providing internal messages and documents showing Logan manipulated NFT prices and was aware the project was unfeasible. The FBI promptly launched a preliminary investigation into securities fraud and money laundering, while the SEC summoned Logan in March 2023 to address the allegations. Although the SEC stepped back in 2024 due to policy changes under the Trump administration, the FBI continued quietly working, a foreboding sign that CoffeeZilla described as, "When the FBI goes silent, they're preparing." As of now, while the FBI has not made official statements or pursued charges, the situation is serious enough to highlight the gravity of the case, with Logan at the center of legal scrutiny. The case remains ongoing, but it's clear that Logan Paul, once a dazzling beacon, has extinguished his own flame in a mire of irresponsibility. The Aokigahara incident and CryptoZoo are not just stains on his career, they are mirrors reflecting the cost of prioritizing fame over greed and indifference. The first, and perhaps most painful, lesson is the responsibility of influencers in the social media age. With 23 million YouTube subscribers and millions of followers on X, Logan Paul is not just a star, he's a guiding light for Gen Z. Yet, instead of illuminating the path, he used that light to obscure his wrongdoings. The second lesson is about trust, a commodity more fragile than glass. Logan's fans, from those who invested their savings in CryptoZoo to the audiences who once cheered him on X, placed unconditional trust in him. But he repaid them by turning them into victims of empty promises. CryptoZoo, with its NFT eggs that never hatched and Zoo tokens that lost 96% of their value, stands as proof that trust once betrayed can never be fully restored. This saga didn't just harm the wallets of Logan Paul's fans, it shattered the confidence of young people in their social media idols, leaving an entire generation grappling with skepticism. Fame is a double-edged sword. Logan Paul, once a symbol of freedom and daring ambition, gambled it all on unethical decisions. Aokigahara transformed him from maverick to callous, and CryptoZoo branded him a deceiver. This serves as a warning that fame can bring millions of dollars, but a single misstep can reduce it to ashes. These lessons aren't just for Logan or other influencers, they're for all of us, the consumers of digital content, to be cautious about what we idolize and whom we trust.